Hi, Smirconishers. Welcome back to Smirconish.com. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, and staying home during this COVID pandemic. Wishing everybody all the good things and all the health in the world. As I do every week, I'm just going to run down some of our latest and best critical thinking essays. That is our original content at smirconish.com. I have some really great pieces for you this week, so let's get right into it. First up, we have Dr. Kevin Arnold, who wrote Factors That May Have Led to Unexpectedly High Compliance with Physical Distancing in the US, where he basically explains the psychological and the social factors that led people to cooperate with social distancing, with physical distancing guidelines that were given to the United States by the government, by local and by federal government, and why that isn't just a unique thing here, but why it is surprising. Then we have Nancy Gould, who's actually Michael Smirconish's shirt maker. She wrote Small Business is Down but Not Out. She is a small business owner herself, and she explains how this is a difficult period for small businesses, obviously, but how they are ready to go right back to work when things open up again. Then we have Joel Weiner with a piece called It's Time for a Health Insurance Makeover, where he kind of goes through the flaws of the current health insurance setup in the United States and proposes something better. Then we have Anthony Mutka with American Democracy is at a Critical Crossroads, where he discusses the election in the backdrop of this entire emergency pandemic situation. It's really interesting. He gets into voting and how that will look like in the 2020 election. Then we have Denise Meredith with Finding Fault for COVID-19, where she discusses why the lack of proper education in the American education system is kind of at fault for the coronavirus and also the misinformation that is readily available everywhere on the internet and on social media. Then we have Chuck Cooper with What is Happening to Us, where he discusses the political partisanship of our time and how it is dangerous in a pandemic, in a health crisis. Then we have Kelly McCluskey with Navigating a Pandemic with Mindfulness, Gratitude, and Grace, where she discusses her tips and tricks to staying calm and staying healthy, especially mentally healthy during these very stressful times on all of us. Then IRA Shoen with The Day the Earth Stood Still, discussing kind of the apocalyptic world we now live in that's just kind of on hold and not as apocalyptic as it is in movies. Then we have Greg Troutman with Hold Your Bingo Cards, Democrats, where he discusses the VP nomination for Joe Biden and for the Democrats in general and how that will play out in this primary process. Then we have James Pilch, who was the former editor of Smirconish.com, who gladly contributed a new essay called How to Be a Good Citizen During a Pandemic. You can guess what that's about, but he gives his best tips and tricks from what he's learned going across the country and speaking to people about how to be a good citizen. And lastly, I wrote a piece called The Coronavirus Catalyst, Thinking Twice Before Going Back to Normal, and it's an environmental piece and kind of discusses how coronavirus has had really good positive effects for the environment and how it also has negative effects for the environment, but it also just takes a deeper look into why we should believe scientists when they tell us that things are coming and how we should prepare, why we should believe them, and why we should take action with their help. As always, if you have an idea or if you would like to submit, please send an essay draft to editor@smirconish.com. I would love to work with you. We would love to feature you. And as always, tune into the Michael Smirconish program on SiriusXM, 9 a.m. every weekday, 2 noon. And this weekend, Michael will not be on CNN, so tune in if you want to the Sesame Street CNN town hall special for parents and kids explaining things about the coronavirus. And last but not least, shout out to Blake McGill, who has been doing a fabulous job running our newsletter for Smirconish.com. Sign up for it if you haven't already. It's all of the best 20 aggregated links that Michael reads before the show. It's a great newsletter that we put out every day. So sign up for that. It's free. And have a great weekend, everybody. Wishing you lots of health.